I was a superhero. This is an interesting one, alright? This is an interesting topic for me because this is the kind of discussion you get into with your friends when you're all chilling at home on the sofa and you're like, that one friend just brings it up like, dude, if you had superpowers, what would they be? And then you hear like everyone blabber on about how they'll have laser beams and they'll fly 50 feet in the air and they'll go flying or whatever, or have supersonic strength or whatever. But not me. I'm not going to go ahead and explain all that because I'm the type of person that will go into like extreme detail about this. All right. I'll give you an example. Like, you ever wonder how some superheroes, they're like 24 hours awake. Like they get no sleep. You ever wonder that? Like, do you ever sleep? Like, the movie would cut to a scene where like a little old lady is getting mugged in an alleyway, and all of a sudden a superhero would come out, and you're like, oh, I mean, at least me, I'm like, dude, go to sleep. It's 4 a.m. What are you still doing up? Like, what are you still doing up fighting crime? You're up all day fighting crime and fighting this guy, but now you're still up? So I think of stuff like that. It's like, I would set hours. If I was a superhero, I would set my hours. I'll be in front of City Hall, and I'd be like, beautiful people of this town or this city, I will be on duty from 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. since that's, going into nighttime and more crime is committed around that time. I mean, who commits crime in the morning anyway? And ain't nobody got time for that, right? So I set my hours. I'm like, look, people, if you're in trouble between 4 a.m. and 4 p.m. in the morning, then I feel bad for you, son, because I got 99 problems and you ain't one right now, all right? You ain't one at that time of the day. So, I mean, I don't know. I think I would, like, put something out like there like that. I would set hours. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, hey, I'll have laser beams and I'll save the town, whatever. I just think of detail like that. You ever wonder how, like, for example, Spider-Man, sometimes he wakes up. You see, like, scenes of him waking up in the morning or whatever. But they don't show like what's going on while he's sleeping. they put emphasis on how the city is going through turmoil without him, but what happens when he's sleeping? I think of stuff like that. I think I would set my hours. I'm not gonna be out there 24 hours and flying around saving people, man. I can't do that. I'm human too, or am I? It depends on what kind of superhero I think I am. So another thing is my uniform. I do not see myself running around in leather tights and a colorful leather tights and a cape. That's just not me. I don't see myself doing that. Why? Because when summer comes around and it's like 90 plus degrees, you ain't gonna see me in a leather uniform. It's too hot for that. No matter how colorful it is, it's too hot for that. Wearing leather on a day like that and a suit over it or something like that, or whatever they wear, latex, I don't know what they wear, but it looks too hot and I'm not wearing that. So, I mean, you see me like flying around or saving people with like jeans and Nike Air Maxes and a hoodie or something. I don't know, and a snapback. Maybe. I don't know. But I don't see me wearing a colorful leather tights with a cape and a mask. It's too hot for that, man. Ain't nobody got time for that. So that's one thing I could say about me being a superhero. Hell no. But you know what? Instead of me just going on and blabbering on about what I wouldn't do or be or what I would do as a superhero, let's just take a look or take a listen of what it would be like if I was actually a superhero in action, on duty, during my hours, okay? Oh man, that was a long day of fighting crime. Time for me to go home and rest.
Oh no, help! He's trying to steal my money! No, help!
Come here, lady. Let me get your money. Don't run from me.
Oh no, help! No!
Oh man, let me go check this out. What's going on down there? Alright. What's going on here, guys? Cut it out.
What are you gonna do, tough guy? Step off.
Lady, you do know it's past my hours, right? So it's gonna cost you if I help you, but I'll help you just this once. Alright, I'll take that.
Wait, sir, what are you doing? Why are you taking my money?
What do you mean, why am I taking your money? I did just save your ass, right? If it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have any money at all, and it's past my hours. So, like I said, it's gonna cost you. Hand it over.
Wait, what?
faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound.
The majority of us would have grown up either watching superheroes on TV or reading about them in comic books, and out of that would have come the question every kid asks his mates. If you were a superhero, who would you be? And for me, it was always Superman when I was younger. What's more interesting now though is not the question, if you were a superhero, who would you be? I think it's a whole lot more interesting to ask, if you were a superhero, who would you not be? So that's what I did. I found a number of, let's say, lesser known superheroes. Failed superheroes is probably more appropriate actually. And from that list, I picked 3 rather interesting characters.
Number 1. Extrano.
Here we have a magician. And a magician sounds pretty cool. Extrano can fire blasts of energy from his hands, levitate and perform a large number of stage tricks. Check this out. This is, I think, where the comic book creators and the writers went wrong. They didn't just create a magician. They slapped him from head to toe with stereotypical magician traits. They made him gay. Fair enough. Not only did they make him gay, they bloody well gave him AIDS as well. He's supposed to be a superhero. They gave a superhero AIDS. How did the comic book creators think that was ever going to be a good idea? But here's the thing, right? He didn't just have AIDS. He supposedly got it by being attacked by a supervillain called the Hemogoblin, an AIDS-infecting vampire. And that's where they also went a bit wrong. Here we've got a vampire who infects his enemies with AIDS, but they called him a goblin. Hemogoblin.
Number 2. Squirrel Girl.
Moving on then from just a crappy bloody creation of stereotypical nonsense, we now have Squirrel Girl. How the hell did they come up with a name like Squirrel Girl? And it's not just a name, okay? It doesn't end at the name. Crappy name, crappy power. Squirrel Girl has the power to communicate with squirrels, as the name says. So she's got a squirrel communication power. But what's even more amazing is that with that power, she actually managed to defeat Dr. Doom. And you ask who Dr. Doom is? Well, Dr. Doom has taken on superheroes like Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, the Avengers, X-Men, Punisher, Blade, Iron Man, and the Silver Surfer. And somehow this buck-toothed little creature and crappy creation with a squirrel communication power managed to defeat Dr. Doom. But here's where I think, what happens when she goes on holiday? What happens if Squirrel Girl buggers off to the Maldives and there's a superhero emergency? What's Squirrel Girl gonna do? There's no squirrels on the island. You imagine the guys on the island going, right, we need a superhero. Ooh, let's get Squirrel Girl. And she arrives and goes, sorry guys, can't help. Haven't got any squirrels on the island. Pretty sure the writers and the creators could have come up with a better superhero than that.
Number 3. Star Fox.
Really makes me wonder how the hell these guys came up with these superheroes. Sat around a table, doing a little brainstorming, get the creative juices flowing. So we've had the stereotypical ridiculous, we've had just the downright crappy superhero, and now we move on to the what the hell were you thinking? So Star Fox is from a bunch of space demigods called the Titans. He's actually operated as a member of the Avengers. So you'd think, oh, Avengers, bloody hell, he must be pretty good then. Nope, that's where you're wrong. Because there's a bit of a problem with Star Fox, okay? You're gonna love this one. Basically, he's got the power of rape. He's been gifted with the ability to make women fall in love with him, and he can't control it. As a result of this, every single man on the planet wants to beat the crap out of him. But why would they ever think this would be a good idea to create a superhero that can just seduce women into bed, basically? How is that ever going to be a good idea? If you want to know just what a bad idea this guy was, right, just look up a few little comic strips. I got one here on the screen for you now, where he's had his way with this lady, and she's kind of woken up and not quite sure what's happened, and he's quite proud of himself. So right there, I think you've got it. Very easy to say 3 superheroes I definitely wouldn't be. Good luck to my opponent tactics, and thank you for watching. I'll spot you in the long grass.